Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster. Took a few moments to kind of take a look at what we got so far. We're entering year 6 at this point, and I'll say for the most part we're doing rather well. In comparison to my scrapped playthrough, at this point my scrapped playthrough had two characters that were pretty much crippled. One At that point, Yumiko had a broken back and couldn't use a sword, and Yorihime had intracranial hemorrhaging, which prevents the gain and use of survival. I'm pretty sure that's what Rumia had in my previous playthrough. The bad things that have happened for this particular playthrough is we didn't get Red Fist. We didn't get the secret fighting art, which would have been very useful because that would have been a strength bonus for everybody. The bigger issue is because we didn't get Red Fist, we have the Bone Witch to deal with, and the Bone Witch is incredibly annoying. We do have one thing we can do to kind of help mitigate it a little bit, but for the most part, the Bone Witch. Okay, there's positive things that happen with the Bone Witch. The problem is you don't really have control you don't have any control when dealing with the Bone Witch. When it happens, you're going to have to roll for it, and there is a 40% chance that it's going to be a bad roll. If you get a bad roll, the Bone Witch will be added to the timeline again and again and again until you get lucky. For the most part, like the math to get rid of a Bone Witch is like, you would have to roll, what was it, 36? I'm not going to do the math for it, but it's a low percentage. And one of the ways you can confirm, definitely get rid of the Bone Witch, is to go on a hunt on the year before it and fail it, like have everyone die. But we don't get that option either because none of our characters can die in this version. So there's a good chance the Bone Witch is going to linger. Now, there are good results that you can get when you roll the Bone Witch. It's actually a pretty reasonable way to get the extra sense fighting art. And there's a few other things you can do with it. But the negatives are pretty bad. They're like raw debuffs. There's one that's like a partial debuff with an extreme buff on top of it. It's a mess. Anyway. So I was kind of thinking about that. We are going to, this year we will be dealing with Armored Strangers. On my previous playthrough, I got the worst possible result, which is bad because it's supposed to be positive. Also, I completely forgot to open my PDF. Give me one moment. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting about things like that. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So we got our 4 endeavors. I've already got listed there. We need to draw a settlement event, so let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully we don't get something terribly horrible. 1d21, 18. Well, at least that's not freaking whatever you call it. Settlement events. 18 is Stranger in the Dark. For this one, we need to roll 1d10, so I'm just going to roll it right now. 9. The stranger is desperately clutching a founding stone, naked and covered in blood. Gain +1 population and 1 founding stone gear. We cannot gain population due to our rules, so all we get is a founding stone. Still not bad. We got a founding stone for free. So we'll go ahead and just... There you go. Alright, so not bad. We could have gotten some resources out of that and some other things. Nothing crazy. Anyway, now we get to go into year 6. Our survival limit is back up to 5, by the way. Alright, so let's pull up the timeline. So year 6, we got Armored Strangers and, of course, Gorm Climate. I'm going to go ahead and add Gorm Climate for next year because we're not getting rid of that anytime soon. Best case scenario, it would take us at least 2 years to get rid of Gorm Climate, assuming we get the things we need. Alright, so let's go ahead and do Armored Strangers first. You are visited by enigmatic figures, fully enclosed in armor. They march silently through the settlement. The only noise is a metallic clang as they pause before each survivor and tap their lantern halberds against the ground. The survivors have no choice but to helplessly await their mute deliberation. Add the Kingsmen to the Nemesis encounters, blah blah blah, count people. We have 7 or less people, so this will be our first time dealing with a supportive action. There's a 30% chance that we're just not going to get shit out of this. But if we roll... Well, first of all, finally one of them drives a lantern halberd into the ground. They leave without a word, add the guidepost innovation to the settlement. The strangers plan to return, add armored strangers to the timeline 4 years from the current year, and then roll in the table below. So, it is possible to kind of make sure your population is low enough so you get a positive benefit as well as a free innovation, a unique innovation, in fact. But they will come back every 4 years. So in this case, every 4 years from now, we will be getting some sort of benefit. So we get the armored strangers again. In 4 years. All right. Let's see. Lantern halberd. No, that's not what it's called. It's called guidepost. All right, so we'll add the guidepost. Okay. All right. Let's roll. Last time I got the worst possible result. This time I'm going to get the worst possible result. I got the worst possible result. Alright, survivor's ears. A survivor's ears fill with a painful static. A random returning survivor gains a random disorder. Our returning survivors, unfortunately... By the way, the things we could have potentially got if I didn't suck so much is 3 to 6 random resources as well as some additional survival for departing. We definitely could have used the resources, but alright. 1 is Kangara, 2 is Tenchi, 3 is Mera, and 4 is Yumiko. 1, that is Kangara. Sorry, Kangara. Alright, so you get to go through the wonderful, wonderful disorder table. So 46 of them. 22. That is an expansion. Oh, that is not an expansion. That is Vestophobia. Even the lightest armor rubs harshly against your skin and constricts your ability to move. You cannot wear armor at the body location. If you're wearing armor at the body location when you gain this disorder, archive it as you tear it off your person. Thankfully, she's not wearing any armor. So, Kongara got herself Vestophobia. She's so far pretty much gotten all the bad stuff. Now, we did get Guidepost. Let's go ahead and zoom in on it. The soft glow... Get that off there. The soft glow of its light fills the survivors with a sense of security. Departing survivors gain +1 survival. We can endeavor here, and a survivor can attempt to pull the weapon free from the ground. You roll 1d10, add your strength. If the result is 12 or higher, gain the Lantern Halberd rare gear and lose this innovation. So, yeah, the Guidepost is pretty awesome. I mean, all it does is give you some departing survival, which, I mean, now we're up to 4 now. But the main thing you want to go for is try to get someone that has high enough strength to get this Lantern Halberd. Because the Lantern Halberd is nothing short of amazing. It's under here. I'll show the stats for it. We're not going to go for it because we're going to stick with swords from now on. 2 speed, 4 accuracy, 7 strength, reach 2 irreplaceable, unique. After attacking, if standing, you may move up to 2 spaces directly away from the monster. So you kind of do some tricks that the Kingsman's able to do. It's the best spear that you can pretty much get. Of course, it's irreplaceable, so don't die with it, or else you'll lose it. The only other way to get a Lantern Halberd is by there's a way to get the Guidepost without having low population. It's by killing the Kingsmen in a certain way. But we're probably not going to have that happening anytime soon. Alright, well, next thing we need to do is do Gorm Climate. So let's go ahead and roll for Gorm Climate. 6. Story events. It's settlement events. Alright, so we got 6. We do have hovels. So the survivors huddle inside as razor winds and sickening lightning pummel the settlement. +2 to endeavor results at home innovations this lantern year. So there you go. You know what? I'm pretty sure the only other time we got that result, we didn't have settlement watch. So I'm gonna assume I didn't. If I forgot, oh well. Didn't really make that much of a difference. Okay. So yeah, we got ourselves another innovation. We'll go ahead and get this going. All right. So at this point, we need to go ahead and spend our endeavors and do our actual usual stuff. All right. So we had a little bit of bad luck, unfortunately, but it wasn't. It's all focused on Kongara. So as long as it's all focused on one person, I can live with it. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and spend an endeavor and spend a bone, a hide, and an organ, and we'll go ahead and start do another innovation. One thing I want to check real quick is with the Gorm. I want to check the Gourmet real quick just to make sure I don't need that heart for anything. No, we need kidneys. We can make the mask with the handed skull. No, we can't because we don't have stout hide. All right, good to know. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and innovate. We have 16 innovations now, so let's go ahead and 40-16 reroll duplicates. 3, 5, 13, 10, and 13. 10 is storytelling, 13 is cooking, 3 is bed, and 5 is pictographs. Now, if you recall, storytelling actually does stuff with that lantern we got from the Manhunter. So I kind of want to go and get that, just so I can start getting some free stuff out of it. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and grab storytelling, because essentially that means every year we can just roll and see if we get something out of it. There was nothing really else that stood out that we need to deal with. Unfortunately, bed doesn't fix contractures, so there's not much we can do about that. Pictographs will give us the ability to run away, but we don't really need that either. And cooking by itself is kind of useless. So I think we're okay. Actually, if we have cooking, we can potentially get vermin as a resource, which might be beneficial as well. And most of them aren't. Most of them are just consumable vermin, with the exception of crab spiders. So yeah, we'll go with storytelling, which is going to get us +1 survival limit. So we're up to 6 now. And I just realized I need the other thing. Be right back. Sorry about that. I usually don't open the expansion in PDFs because I think I don't need them. Anyway, so now we have storytelling. We've added the survival limits. I'm never going to ever do Tales of the Old Tales as Old as Time anymore because it's not worth it. But we do get storytelling consequences, and I believe that's just Saga. So let's take a look. Innovation, storytelling consequences. Oh wait, there's War Room. This is a Manhunter innovation that is a storytelling consequence. Gives +1 survival limit. It makes it so quarries cannot move off the hunt board, which means you can actually hunt level 3s without being screwed over so easily. And if the survivors would ever have to move backwards on the hunt board, they can roll 1d10, and on there's a 70% chance that they won't. And then you can also spend an endeavor to make it so you can re-roll a hunt event table result that lantern year. So that's pretty crazy. And I like how the picture shows them actually pointing at the hunt board. All right. So yeah, this will add 2 cards, and it does also add records. Records is practically useless. It's the only thing well, actually, sorry. There's a few things you can do with it. there's a 50% chance you can make it so you can get a fighting art that someone else currently has. So you can share fighting arts. If you roll 10 plus, you can potentially reset your XP to 0 and get the benefits of age story events again, which is actually pretty powerful. But everything else actually makes it a bit annoying. Mostly nothing. It does push. It could potentially push the Watcher final encounter closer. Not that it matters, because usually you go for year 20 anyway. So yeah, that's taken care of. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab those war room, and then I never expected to have this many freaking innovations. And then what's it called? Records. Well, we don't have any death. We don't have a death board, so let's go ahead and we'll just keep moving down. This is how much the deck has been bloated, by the way. This is pretty amazing. All right, we'll eventually cut down on it. It's just not right now. Okay, so that's all been taken care of. We got 3 endeavors left. With this, we can go ahead and, first things first, let's go ahead and make 2 dried acanthus, because those are fantastic. So there you go, we now have 2 of those. Well, we have a total of 3 now. Anything else we want to go for? One thing I was thinking about going for is getting the weapon crafter up and running. And at this point, I think that's really kind of our only option. I mean, as much as I would like to hold on to the handed skull, there's no real point in doing that until I actually have the Gormite. So let's go ahead and knock out this bone, this bone, this bone, and this as a hide. And then spin an endeavor, and we'll get the weapon crafter up and running. This will get us access to, of course, scrap swords and all that good stuff. All right. I mean, our other option would have been to try to make the stone circle, but we don't really need that. Okay, at least not right now. So there you go. If we want to, we can go and scrap scavenge and all that stupid nonsense, but I don't think we need that. We have 2 endeavors left. What can we do with 2 endeavors? I mean, we could do storytelling, but I don't really want to do storytelling. We could do Negretto, but that doesn't help us. Albedo can't help us because we don't have enough resources. We might... I think we're going to do some auguries. Auguries is probably the best thing we can do right now. We do have some people that have that are at 2 understanding, so if we can get those people set up... Oh, by the way, the skip hunts should be removed now. We're good on that front. So yeah, let's go ahead and Tenchi. Tenchi, you are a hero with your... Actually, it was Momiji, wasn't it? Momiji with her last man standing. Anyway, yeah, Tenchi, go ahead and do an augury. So 1d10. 2. So that is enough to, if we sacrifice a resource, we can get +1 understanding. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice a broken lantern. And Tenchi is going to achieve insight. She's going to get Tinker, which means she'll get +1 endeavor when returning as a survivor, which is really good, because we definitely can always use more endeavors. And then I need to roll a 1d10 for her insight, so I'm just going to roll it right now. That is a 4, which is probably not helpful. So, story events. This is our very first insight, by the way. So we got that going for us. Insight. The hunt, which once filled you with exorbitant, I can't pronounce that, with dread, takes it on a new dimension. Your expeditions outside the settlement inspire you with curiosity and wonder. Gain the following ability. We get Tinker. We rolled a 4, which means we actually get +1 endeavor this settlement phase. So we actually get an endeavor back. We're already at 2, so that's fine. Okay, next I will go ahead and do an insight with Kongara. That is intimacy, which doesn't do anything for us. We also don't have a male or a female. We don't have a male, so we can't do it anyway. Next is I'll do another one with Kongara, and that is another intimacy, which doesn't do anything. All right, fine by me. So we at least had more chances to do it. Okay. So as for what we're hunting next, it's going to be, of course, another Gorm, because we love hunting Gorms. As for who we're taking, Mara, how are you looking? Mara, you're about the level. Tenshi's also about the level. Kongara is not about the level. But I would like to take Kongara along, because she's kind of there just to take the punishment, I guess you can say. Stalwart, Omiji, Yumiko. Alright, well, we're definitely going to take Yumiko. Then we'll take... I don't suppose we had a spare bone, did we? Nope, we didn't. Next year we can start making scrap swords and get everyone caught up on that. Alright, so I'm just trying to look in to see what we got to work with. So Mare's got Tenacious, Orator of Death, Burning Ambition. Yeah, I think we'll keep taking Mara along. She's about to level again, which will get her possibly 3 strength. Yomu's pretty awesome, because, you know, +1 accuracy and all that. Unfortunately, she's stuck with a matchmaker, so that doesn't really help her that much. So, I'll tell you what, we'll go Yumiko, Kongara, Mara, and Tenchi. So, yeah, the standard group. Okay, and Acanthus herbs can go on Tenchi. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on Yumiko, but of course, if I have to discard something, that's going to suck. Also, Kongara, you can carry the Founding Stone. There you go. So for departing, our max survival is 6 now. Yumiko is obviously going to get maxed out. Kongara is going to get... Our departing survival is like 4 now. Yeah, it's 4, so she's going to get maxed out, so I'm pretty sure everyone's going to get maxed out. Tenchi maxes out and gets 2 insanity because of her helmet. And I think we are good to go. So let's go ahead and get this started. As always, I'll put the herb gathering there. And see where we can get from here. At least now we have some people that have enough understanding to actually trigger some of the events for the Gorm. Alright, so let's zoom in, and let's get this started. So, Kongara will go first. 1d7. 1. Flatter Earth. The survivors lose their quarry's trail in a field of stone faces so badly crushed by the passing of Gorm herds that nothing remains but a carpet of fine petals. Roll 1d10. Alright. Let's go ahead and roll 1d10. 10. The survivors relocate their quarry's footprints and manage to recover 1 founding stone, starting gear from the crushed up rubble. Awesome. So we got ourselves another founding stone. So there you go. Next is Mara. Mara, go ahead and roll 1d7. 5. 5 is the mating fields. Alright, so we're getting this again. Each person that does investigate does get +1 courage. Alright, we'll start with Kangara first. Kangara, roll 1d10. 5, you suffer 1 brain event damage. That's fine. Okay, then you do get 1 courage, and that is it. Okay, next I'll have Mara check. 7. Oops, I should have kept that open. 1 brain damage, and +1 courage. Tenchi will, of course, check. 9. Gain 1 random Gorm resource. Good stuff. She also gets +1 courage. And then finally is Yumiko, who will finally get bold. And she also finds a random Gorm resource, so that is amazing. Great. So she now gets prepared, and we'll go ahead and roll 1d10 for the bold, which is 8. That's not bad at all. Story events, bold. Nate is +1 permanent strength. So there you go. She's now at 2 strength and 1 luck. Not too bad. Okay. We do need to keep her insane for her prey disorder, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and roll 2d21 for the resources that we just got. So roll 2d21. 20 and 14. 20 is stout kidney, 14 stout heart. And we will write those down. 14 and 20. Okay. Next we go through herb gathering. I will have Yumiko roll 2 dice. 7. I'll have Kangara roll 2 dice. That's 0 because it's a duplicate. I'll have Merad roll 2 dice. Okay. And then I will have Tenchi roll 1 die. There you go. So 29. So that's enough to get a fresh acanthus. So we'll just go ahead and grab that. Also, everyone gets +1 survival. I'm not gonna pull up this. I'm not gonna pull up the herb gathering event. We kind of already know what it is, and you already know what number I'm going after. All right. Now before we do the next event, I'm gonna go ahead and trigger the lantern. So let's pull that up real quick. So if I want to, I can. Oh, actually, that's helpful. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and have Yumiko tune. So she gets +3 insanity. +1, and she gets +1 insanity for every blue affinity. She has 2 of those, so she's up to 9 insanity. Kangara, no, I don't want to do that for Kangara. Mara and Tenchi, yeah, everyone else will just rest. Okay, but also the other thing we're going to go ahead and do is the storytelling. So we just roll 1d10. Chances are we're not going to get anything too fancy, but if we get lucky, we get lucky. So 1d10. 3, nothing happens. Actually, the survivors are amused and relax a little. Each survivor gains +1 survival. Oh well, that's fine. It's a free opportunity to get something fancy, so I have no issues with that. All right. Next, we need to do a random event with Tenchi. So 1d100, 31. Strange path. The survivors stop at the head of a path. Small lanterns twinkle, marking its edges. The event revealer decides that the survivors follow the path. If the revealer is insane, they must follow the path. Which the event revealer is, unfortunately, is insane. She's super insane. So we need to roll on the table, adding the event revealer's understanding to the result. So 1d10 plus 3, because Tenchi does have 3 understanding. So 1d10 plus 3. That's 12. Alright. Oops. The path leads to the beast you are hunting. The survivors ambush the monsters, start the showdown immediately. So that means we go first. Alright, cool. So we immediately start the battle. I mean, it didn't make a difference. Well, it made a little bit of difference. We have the initiative at the very least. So let's go ahead and get started. So, Gorm. Gorm hit locations. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle it now. Then shuffle this. 1, 2. Shuffle this. And there we go, 10 cards. Okay, we are set and ready to go with that. Let's go ahead and roll 2d21 for our random terrain. 20 and 3. 3 is acanthus plants, and 20 is a toppled pillar. Okay. So we get one of these toppled pillars. Blocks line of sight, you can spend an action to hop over it. And we get some acanthus plants. Alright. So we'll set up an acanthus right there. We'll put Kangara on top of it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put that there. And this has to be 5 spaces away from the monster. That is 5 spaces away from the monster. Okay. Everyone else needs to move down. There we go. Do something like that. Okay. And yeah, we go first. So let's get that started. Obviously, when I start open things up with Kangara searching. So 2d10 because she has the scythe. 3, unfortunately, is nothing. I'll make sure it's not any wounds. It is nothing, which is exactly what we got last time, so that's good. And then she'll move here. I'll go ahead and spend my survival to go ahead and surge and grab it. So dash and surge. Alright, 19. I'm pretty sure I got deja vu from that. But we do get a fresh acanthus, so we got 2 now. So we can go ahead and add to the pile of dried acanthus, because we're going to need a bunch of those as we go along. Anything else we need to worry about? No. Alright, so she's taken care of. Let's go ahead and get Yumiko on offense. She'll, of course, attack from the side. So, Scrap Sword, hits on 4s, 3 attacks. 2 hits. 1, 2. Spongy Leg Bone, and Mammoth Rump. I'll go ahead and roll first. So, 1d10, plus 1 for Mastery, plus 3 because of Weapon, so 4, and she actually has 2 Strength now, so this is plus 6 in total. That is a wound. I will apply it to the flank. Next, I'll go for the rump. That's actually a fail, so at least I don't trigger retch. So there's that. I'll go ahead and surge. She doesn't keep the point. And she'll make her 3 attacks again. Perfect hit and 2 regular hits. 1, 2, Super dense. Okay, we got that out of the way. We got the testes, the spine, and the goiter. All right, so at this point, it's 1d10 plus 10. Oh, sorry. I actually did that wrong. It was supposed to be 1d10 plus 7 because of mammoth hunting. So this is actually plus 11. So roll first. This is a regular wound. I will apply it to the testes so I don't have to worry about enraging it. Next, I will target the spine. That's a critical hit to the spine, which will knock it down. And then I'll go for the goiter. Let's see, just making sure. 10 base, 9 because of luck, 8 because of the lucky charm, so no crit. Okay, so that is just a regular wound. Wretch doesn't matter because it didn't fail. And there you go. It is now knocked down, so I'll go ahead and mark that. And we'll move in with everyone else next. I guess I can... I guess I'll go with Tenchi first, because I know I'm going to hit the trap card. So 5 attacks, hits on 3s because of knockdown. Uh, 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, no trap. Distended gut. Crowded fangs. Rear clubfoot. Mandible. Alright, gonna roll first. So 1d10, 3 for the weapon. Plus 1 because of strength, and plus 1 because of mastery, so 5. 1d10 plus 5. That's a regular wound. I will apply it to... Doesn't really matter where I apply it, because... I guess it really depends on if there's a location I don't care about. I'll go for I'll apply it to the mandible. That's fine. Next, I'll go for the crowded fangs, which is 1d10 plus 7 because of the strength bonus. That's a wound to the fangs. Next, I'll go for the distended gut. That's exactly a wound. And then finally, I'll go for the clubfoot. That is a regular wound to the clubfoot. Alright. Quick and easy. Alright. I could surge, but that's pretty much asking for death, so I'm not going to. Let's go with... Mara's going to move right here and make her 3 attacks. Hits on 3s because of knockdown. Perfect hit and a regular hit. Oh, also, Tenchi does get plus 1 insanity and plus 1 survival because of Abyssal Sadist. Alright, so that's taken care of. 2 hits. Let's go ahead and draw them. 1, 2. Hand and bloated face. Okay. 1d10, 2 for the weapon, 2 for strength, and 1 for mastery, so plus 5. That's a wound. I will apply it to the hand. Okay, next is the bloated face. That is a wound to the face. There we go. Now, I think what I'll do in the future is see if I just have Yumiko do all the attacks, because she obviously has the ability to crit and all that good stuff, and see if I can farm stuff a little bit better. But for right now, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and... Well, there's no cards left, so I'll go ahead and have the monster have its turn. It's going to get up. And it's going to do basic action, which is closest start facing in range, and closest survivor in field of view. So it's just going to go after Tenchi. It's also obviously got back up. Alright, it's going to make 2 attacks. 2d10. Both hits. Leg and leg. Tenchi will dodge one of them. There you go. it's our turn. I'll go ahead and attack with Yumiko. 3d10 hits on 3s because she's attacking in the blind spot now. Actually, we'll move there and attack, so hits on 4s. Only one perfect hit. Alright, I'm just going to roll 1d10 because the bonus, it's like plus 11. So 1d10, do I crit? I do. Which all it does is a persistent injury, so it's just a kill. Alright, done. So that's the battle. Quick and easy, get some experience. Mera and Tenchi level up. I will roll for Mera first. That is a 16. Age event. 16 is actually a random fighting art, so she didn't actually get the +1 permanent strength, which is a little bit annoying. Alright, and then for Tenchi gets +1 strength. So there you go. Yeah. So let's go ahead and roll for the fighting arts. Is it 47 or 48? It is 47. So 1d47. 27. Mammoth hunting. She actually got mammoth hunting on her own. Good job. I guess she saw it so many times with Yumiko. So that's good. I mean, at least she can get bonus strength that way. We definitely want to get as much strength as possible for handling the freaking Kingsman. So all that's taken care of. Let's go ahead and roll for loot. I'll start with mammoth stuff first. So 40-21. I don't think those any. Yep, no duplicates. So 1, 3, 11, and 21. 21 is a stout vertebrae. Hefty and intricately jointed. 1 is an acid gland, which we've seen before. 3 is a dense bone. And 11 is a meaty rib. So not too shabby. We at least got a bunch of bones, which we were actually kind of running low on. Stout. There it is, stout vertebrae. There's the acid gland. The meaty rib. And of course the dense bone. Okay, plenty of stuff to work there. Alright. Next, we need to do 40-21 for regular resources. So 1, 5, 10, and 11. I hope we get at least 1 hide. Alright. Resources. 11 is a monster hide, so that's good. What's everything else? It's, oh, we got 2 monster hides. That's even better. And then 1 and 5. 5 is a monster bone, and 1 is a broken lantern. We'll at least have a use for the broken lanterns in a second. Alright, so yeah, we ended up getting 12 resources out of that. We got more fresh acanthus. We now have enough to get dried acanthus for everybody, so they can at least soak 1 severe injury. Alright, so I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Kingdom Death Monster. See you guys later.